Hey there, my name is Pravus, and welcome to more Dune Spice Wars. I've got one more video for you guys today. We're going to jump into the battle for Arrakis and play around with the Fremen faction. I say I've got one more video. Technically, there is another faction, House of Kaz, but nobody seems to care about House of Kaz. I'm so sorry. Anyway, the Fremen faction is actually pretty fun to play because they are the natives of Arrakis. They're not very popular in multiplayer for a couple reasons I'll talk about later, but they are still pretty darn good. They are basically the exact opposite of House Carino. They are encouraged to build wide instead of building tall. And there are a few reasons for that. First off, spice fields in neutral and controlled regions can be harvested by mobile harvesting teams. So even though we don't control a region, we can harvest up some spice. That can be nice. We're also strongly encouraged to form alliances with the other native sieges, and we can use worms to ride around the planet instead of using any air support. That's kind of cool. However, your villages have less buildings available, which is why you need to build wide if you want to have a strong economy. There are a few other fun little things here. For example, you can surround deep deserts and get control of them, which can be nice. We can also get knowledge of enemy alliances, and then any sieges that we do ally can have special settlements and get extra industry, blah, 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 all pretty fun. As far as the Councilors are concerned, there are two major winners in my opinion. Mother of Malo is really quite good. We can construct a special temple in a village, which boosts up the production not only of that village, but all neighboring villages. So this can be very, very good to boost up your economy. Also, your harvesting teams have stealth and can have extra crew, which means more spice. Not bad. Oathium over here, not that great. Military units having faster speed is okay, but I really don't care about sand killers. That means they're only strong if they fight on their own. Nah, no thank you. Shawnee's pretty interesting. If you have a Landsraad resolution pass, you can try to trigger rebellions in enemy villages, which can really catch them off guard. And also, intel production from neutral neighboring regions, not bad. So if you're going for an assassination type of victory, she's a very good choice for you. But I'm going to be going for Ben Fifrari over here. Gain extra authority for every controlled region with spice in it, and less upkeep in spice field areas. This is going to stack up really well for my wide play style because I love having lots of extra authority. So as usual, we are going to immediately pause the game. We are going to go explore our nearby spice field. We'll get ourselves an extra ornithopter, plus we'll get a warrior and a skirmisher. The warriors are able to debuff your enemies, right, and reduce some of their military power, and the skirmishers gain extra power whenever they are attacking a debuffed enemy. So they stack up pretty nicely together. Alright, so we want to go ahead and immediately explore this here village because I'm going to be doing some very early conquest. This is exactly the same thing as it would be for literally any other faction. No surprises here. Go ahead and attack. We'll go ahead and take these guys down as quick as we can. It's actually in range of the siege. That surprises me, so we should be able to get this very, very quickly. I like that. And as soon as you have your first village, that is when you're going to be able to start training up your harvesting teams. So let's wait for a moment. It is now annexed, which means up over here we can train up the caravans. Now, the downside of this is it does cost you a fair bit of your manpower. So we can't build any refineries here in the village. We have to do this. It does mean that this Fremen can be a little bit slow to roll out spice, but as long as you have lots of manpower, it's really not so bad. Beyond that, we can go ahead and start getting ourselves some extra plascrete. This actually works out really well with the buffs we already have here, so let's grab that. And another fun thing about the Fremen is you actually do have access to wind traps immediately in the game, so we can go for the best possible water production and not use those darn dew collectors. As far as our development, I'm going to start with the composite materials for the extra plascrete, then we're going to move on to Arrakis Secrets, which is going to reveal the position of all spice fields. This is going to give me a good idea how I might want to expand. We'll also pick up the local dialect studies. We could go for things like desert wisdom, which actually gets me some knowledge for wind traps, because for some reason the Fremen seem obsessed with water. I don't know how that's possible, but okay. Also extra authority production if you control deep deserts. You do have to, I think, surround a deep desert to control it, but this actually can be really powerful if you are able to pull some of that off. There's actually a few really good techs in here. We'll come back to a lot of this later. I do want to get Fremen Solidarity as well, though. Immediately gain extra relations with all sieges means we'll be able to ally them very quickly, and extra agent recruitment speed is not bad for the extra authority production. Speaking of which, because we control a region with some spice in it, we now get a little bit of extra authority like so. Not bad. Now, another fun thing about the Fremen, you can see here that we do have the ability to place down thumpers. These will slowly build up over time. Right now, we have 3, and this is something we can use to attract a sandworm. If you want to, you probably can draw a sandworm and hopefully it kills some enemies, but really what you want to do is use the sandworms to get around the map rapidly. That can be a very powerful technique for you since you're not going to have any air support or airfields of any kind. That's actually one major downside of the Fremen, and I think it's one of the reasons this is not played nearly as often in multiplayer, because you're encouraged to build wide, and if the other players know that that's your weakness, then they have a very good reason to attack you from multiple angles, which makes it hard to defend because you're too widespread, and all of a sudden you fall apart. Anyway, we've set up our harvesting teams over here. I'll go ahead and add an extra crew over this direction. One thing about the harvesting teams, they do not have any sandworm threats. So we will always be able to gather up the spice and never have to worry about getting deployed elsewhere. Actually gonna go ahead and get myself a research hub early on. A little bit risky, but we do get some extra production from those statecraft buildings and stuff, so a bit of extra science would not go amiss at all, though obviously things like plascrete and stuff is still usually considered to be the most important. I'm definitely gonna need some early manpower as well, simply because of the spice fields and having to get as many crews up and running as I can. We also should be considering where can I grab a region with really good wind strength, like this one over here, because I'm going to need water, and having early access to the wind trap is very helpful. In fact, yeah, let's just go ahead and attack these guys immediately. Take this down. We'll go ahead and place down a wind trap. My water needs will be taken care of for the entirety of the early game for doing that. And I will actually go ahead and send one more crew over here. Let's just go ahead and boost up that spice production even more. First agent is available. Yep, you know what I'm going to do with it. We're going to place it on Arrakis and boost up that authority production even further. This also means I can finally start spying around on the map. Let's go ahead and discover some of the local sieges and make sure that these guys like me. I want to get some alliances with them if I can. It's actually one reason it's helpful to have a bit of extra early game water production, because we can trade that for resources and start building up the extra relations very early on without really killing our economy. Okay, so we finished with those 3 techs. We're going to start working on that Fremen solidarity so I can make the sieges a little bit happier. Then the question is, what do we do after that? Ally these sieges if you want to get a lot of influence and so on. The siege network can be kind of good to try and detect enemy operations. It's a good way to protect yourself. But I'm not really worried about this right now. I think what I'll end up doing is probably going for things like, let's say, some Desert Wisdom or maybe the Native Customs. Yeah, actually, the extra authority production here could be really good for me, so we'll pick this one up afterwards. And you don't want to neglect your military training, because again, one of the biggest things that's going to kill you as the Fremen is if other players decide to hit you militarily, so I don't want to fall for that trap. We have no votes in the Landsraad, by the way. Just like the Smugglers, we are not taken seriously in the government of the Imperium, so this is just not going to be a thing. We can only see what's going to happen. If I have influence, though, I guess we could spend a little bit of that here, which is a way of getting a little bit of extra Landsraad standing. So, I mean, like, yeah, why not? Go ahead and build up another harvesting team. Even though I haven't claimed this spice and stuff yet, we might as well go ahead and start harvesting it. I don't see any downside. All right, let's get freedom fighters for a little bit of extra Solari. We can go for probably could go for things like the Desert Wisdom to get a little bit of extra knowledge, and I guess I will. Then we're going to go ahead and dip into some of the military techs before I get hit too hard. Like recruitment drive, for example. I would like to get a little bit of extra manpower production and so on. Of course, we want to keep our eyes open for territories like this. You know, the Well of Riches, any of these special buildings, which can get us a lot of extra hegemony. Zaros and this great volcano makes a lot of sense. Holy crud, this is special. I don't know if I've actually seen this before. Increase the production of fuel cell factories or ceremonial caves. So we would get 10% less spice production, but 10% more military power. Situationally, could be very, very good. The ceremonial caves are going to get a lot better once we get to shared transcendence, which is going to boost up some Solari and knowledge income. All of a sudden, it's not just a simple spice for military power trade-off. It actually becomes a decent economic building as well. Let's also not forget to get ourselves some spice silos. I always thought it was weird that the Smugglers cannot build a spice silo, but we, the Fremen, can. Anyway, we'll get ourselves another harvesting caravan, which is training up right now. We'll get this spice field on lockdown, and then I can go ahead and double up over here. Boom. Okay, so now we're generating a lot of spice, which is very helpful, and I'm able to get up to 100 Solari or so per turn. This does feel pretty early to have 3 spice fields on lockdown, and again, it's not a permanent thing. Totally possible that we get attacked at some point and lose some of this stuff, so you gotta be wary of that, but I'd say this is going pretty well. Oh, crap. House Harkonnen is attacking me already? Right. Did not expect that, if I'm completely honest with you. I'm not sure I can do much to stop this. It does not help that I have not been training up any militia because I've been low on manpower for a lot of this game. Boy, okay. We can actually get an ally with this siege already and make our warriors much cheaper and faster to train. In the right circumstances, that actually might be great. I mean, not long term, right? We do have a unique unit called the Fatakin over here, which are really, really good, actually. For every enemy military unit around, we get stronger. So we like giant brawls. These things are super awesome. And actually, I just realized you don't need a spy for this. This must have changed at some point, or I'm just misremembering it. Usually you'd have to spend an emissary over here in order to actually get the alliance up and running, but in this case, no. We do not need to do that. It does cost me some authority to have alliances, so that's a little bit of a risk, but still, that's pretty cool. All right, my goal right now, get in here, attack the Harkonnen, and get them to retreat, which we have done, and hopefully they are going to run out of supply on the way home and die horrible, horrible deaths. Okay, so we have our research center set up. That's going to get me 25% more knowledge plus a bit more hegemony. We are now at that 5,000 threshold, which means we can now generate larger sandworms that can travel further. That's good, and also we can surround the deep deserts if we want to control them. Gonna be a while before I can do that, but controlling some of these deep deserts would be kind of nice. Oh, hi, there's House Atreides. Right. Non-aggression pact with the smugglers. Actually, kind of works for me. Yeah, I do actually want that, and I actually also kind of needed the Solari, so I can get myself another harvesting caravan, so I can get myself some extra spice over here. Hopefully the Harkonnen leave me alone. And we might be able to get ourselves a bit of extra spice, because my economy is taking a bit of a hit. But also not having to worry about the smugglers attacking me, even though they are probably really far away anyway, seems like a good thing. In fact, I probably should be getting non-aggression pacts with as many people as I can. Now let's do something kind of aggressive over here in Tissim Yel, right? We've already got some spice silos and stuff like that. Let's also place down that temple. It can only be built once, but the resource production in this village and the nearby villages is going to go up by 20%, and there's no upkeep associated with it, as opposed to the experimental furnace, which is a totally different building, which I can pull up real quick and take a look at here, does take some water in order to run it, since you don't need fuel cells in this game. Okay, we at least do have this area, so now we get that extra hegemony. If I can get the technology to start getting the crafts workshop, we could start passively generating a bit more, which will speed us along our way pretty nicely. I do like that. We'll also get ourselves a processing plant, since that's one of the special benefits of the Well of Riches, and get 40 Solari. Yeah, I need that income. And actually in this area, I'm going to do something that would be kind of weird. I'm going to delete my research hub over here, because we do want to take advantage of these ceremonial caves in this area, especially since we should now have the technology to get some extra Solarian knowledge. So it's almost like having a knowledge hub, but also getting more income and stuff. Yeah, the loss of spice could actually become a big problem, possibly. That is a thing, but I'm hoping it's going to be worth it. Let's set up over here, grab myself another spice field. So now, once again, we are able to start producing plenty of excess. That's good. And let's try grabbing the Great Volcano, because I would like to get even more hegemony. I am ultimately trying to surround this great desert, just so I can say that I did. Because I'd like to go ahead and take advantage of some of that stuff and control the region. But, I mean, it's kind of a lot of territory I need to capture in order to get this dang thing. Now, what's going to be weird here is I do want to place down one of those ceremonial caverns, which is going to reduce my spice production quite a bit. But I'm going to place down some spice silos first, because that can boost up my spice, at least in this area, and hopefully, I don't know, maybe slightly counteracts the effect. I'm worried about accidentally destroying my economy, okay? I think that's a very valid concern. Could also place down that experimental furnace I was talking about earlier. 30% more economy in the neighboring area. This actually could be a good location for it when I do place down things at the craft workshop eventually. That's it for now. Oh, boy. Ceremonial caves. I mean, I don't see any evidence that the extra knowledge and Solari income is boosted here, so maybe this is a low priority for the moment. Maybe better to go ahead and get something like the experimental furnace and stuff like that, get the water up and running. We can come back to this later, yeah? Honestly, if at all. We may not even have to go for a militaristic game, if I'm honest. It is entirely possible that the other players are going to honor the non-aggression pacts and they're going to leave me alone. I doubt it. But I mean, it's not impossible. Oh, finally a decent exchange rate with the spice market. That makes a difference. The spice field over here, by the way, should be almost impossible to access by the enemy. I mean, not impossible. There is a Barden Pass here, but there's not a lot of incentive because it's kind of tucked in the corner. Might be a great spot to just go ahead and harvest. It's a worm nest. Oh, interesting. Ground military units attract sandworms 50% faster? Well, that's scary, but 25% more spice in the region, heck yes. As the Fremen, this is like perfect for us. We're making 16 authority per turn, by the way. I mean, yeah, we can get some of these siege alliances and stuff, and that is hurting just a tiny bit, and I do think it's still worth 4 knowledge. Whoa, get that. The fact that we are currently occupying so many territories with our spice is giving us a pretty massive advantage. This is huge. We can ally another one of these guys, and I will. Fadakin costs less command points. Oh, good lord, we can get even more of these units. All right, maybe we do want to go on the military aggression. I don't know. By the way, in case you were wondering, you cannot get Spacing Guild favor as the Fremen, which makes perfect sense. Instead, we have to get spaceship parts at a recycling plant. It's the only way that we're ever going to be able to get ourselves the really good flying unit, the Altar. But at 100 flying parts, really, really expensive. Hard to justify under any circumstance. Oh, we do have access to the valuable trinkets now. Okay, so over here, we want to go ahead and get that immediately with the Crafts Workshop, generate 8 hegemony per day, which I think will be boosted by the fact that we have this temple as well, so even better. Not to mention, with the allied sieges around here, like, we should be able to get some help from them if we need it, which is gonna be great. Oh, and I forgot, now that we're over 10,000 hegemony, we can get specialized industry buildings. What do we want? Trade resources go up, a lot of plascrete, nah. 5% Solari production for me and my allies, maybe. Production to ally harvesting teams in the region and its neighbors. That would affect certainly one of them. Not much beyond that, though. Lots of plascrete production, more thumpers. Sieges will raid the Harkonnen a lot for us. Okay. Let's see. Every siege and every allied or neutral village gains stronger militia. Military units get 10% more power straight up is really good. Intel production, knowledge per neutral village in the region. We don't have many of those. A lot of water, and knowledge per positive water. I honestly don't think that the 10% military power is a bad idea. It means that we'll be very good at defending ourselves. And over here, we can do another one of these industries, and if I want to just get myself 20 more water, like, that's a lot, and I'll take it. Why not? Oh, and a second crafts workshop. Need to get that too, and of course that also should be boosted by the experimental furnace, which means we not only have a pretty good amount of hegemony, we should start producing this stuff passively very quickly now. We've got the riches of Arrakis. That's going to boost my money making a little bit. Desert Trekkers. We could do that, and the whole worm riding thing. Wonders of the Desert. More resource production in special regions. I mean, yeah, that just means more hegemony. We're going hard for checkmate here, I think. Oh, it turns out I was wrong, by the way. It's totally possible to get to this village. I thought this was like one of those mountain provinces, like this one right here. But no, it's not. It's normal, boring. Really struggling for water, honestly. It's a constant problem. Let's go take the polar ice caps. No one's supposed to declare war on me. I mean, they might. No one's supposed to, though, which means I can take the center of the map with impunity, right? And no one's gonna contest this at all, right? So where's that water collector thing that I want? It's here somewhere, I know you are. I actually don't see it? Am I unable to build the water extractor as the Fremen? Is that a thing and I had no idea? Because that would actually really suck. Huh, yeah, I actually don't see it here. Fascinating. Right, well, we can get ourselves a crafts workshop nonetheless, because this still counts as a hegemony building, but, yeah, I just painted a huge target on my head for, it turns out, absolutely no reason. Crew training programs are done. Guess what that means? It means I can go ahead and spend a lot of manpower to boost up my spice production substantially, because I've got 6 of these set up all over the dang planet. Since I have so much spice production, I don't even mind getting myself these ceremonial caves now. 10% more military power. Like, if we wanted to go for a militaristic victory, now it is very possible. As is always the case, I am really struggling with water. Why is water so hard to come by on a desert planet? God! You know, make it a lot easier? If I could actually take advantage of a water extractor. I would like that a lot, actually. I'm gonna go ahead and start working on things like that siege incentives just for the heck of it, military propaganda, get more units, blah, blah, blah. I mean, on the off chance we do decide that we want to go ahead and just knock the Harkonnen out of the game, which would make things easier, then that wouldn't be a bad thing. Oh, the smugglers have decided to try to kill me. Good. I guess I need to start trying to find where they are killing me. Yeah, I think I found one of them over here. We can investigate this, get rid of that. There's A sandworm sort of just went oh out of the sand like a majestic whale and then just disappeared. Oh gosh, there's break camp, run. Yeah, usually you're pretty good about not detecting, having any sandworms when you're the Fremen, but apparently not this time. Okay, that was not actually a cell. There's 3 potential other locations nearby, and they're getting dangerously close to being able to kill me. Yeah, we need to find these infiltration cells fast. This is a smart play by the smugglers because this is one of the only areas where I'm actually weak in the game right now, because I have not researched a lot of statecraft over here at all. We are not worrying about spies. Now it looks like we should. Huh, huge problem here. The smugglers, we got rid of 2 of their infiltration cells. I've not found the 3rd. They're 80% of the way toward victory. The Atreides are dangerously close to being able to get the Choam victory type, and now it's a rush for the Hegemony type for me. So, wow. This is turning into a much closer game than I expected, and the smugglers just got the governorship. How the ever-loving crud did the smugglers get the governorship? No, I'm actually shocked and appalled. How did that happen? Who gave them the gosh dang votes? Right, guess what I now need to do? I really hope that that's the last infiltration cell, because now I have to go and kill the smugglers and probably also kill the Atreides. This may have just turned into a military rush. Now we have to go on the aggression against the smugglers. Oh gosh. All right, you know what? Credit where it's due. Kudos to the AI for actually attacking in multiple directions where I have to be concerned about this. I'm impressed, slightly. However, my Fremen warriors are extremely strong and y'all goofed up. I'm literally trying to buy up shares to prevent the Atreides from getting too many more, though a lot more shares are coming on the market, so this is proving to be a very expensive endeavor. But we're slowing down their ability to hit the 50% monopoly. I'm going to capture this village so I can easily get around here, and then we have to try to take... Actually, hold on. The smugglers lost the governorship. Oh, well, this was all pointless. Thank you. Well, in that case, it now becomes a question of, do I want to go kill the Atreides, or can I actually just conquer enough villages real quick to just win? And the answer is I don't think so. Because we would need to get... This would be 1,000 hegemony over here. That's not enough. I think we need to go kill the Atreides, amazingly. Or at least prevent them from getting enough Solari that they can't really afford to keep buying shares, because they're going for it. All right, Atreides, you got a lot of angry Fremen on the way over here. That's a lot of Atreides. Yeah, okay. It's fine, we got Fremen sabotage. We can reduce their strength by 10%. Oh yeah, we're absolutely crushing their units. The problem is they've got flyers and I do not. So admittedly, that could get kind of annoying. Never mind, we have enough range units that we are absolutely wrecking these fools. Goodbye! All right, let's start taking their villages away. Honestly, I hate to say it, but I think we kind of have to just go for the kill right here, right now. Much as I want to liberate these villages and stuff, it just doesn't seem like the right call. So let's go ahead and do a defense sabotage, hopefully buy ourselves some time. We need to spread out. I've got a lot of Fadakin, like a lot of Fadakin, so maybe we can make this work. Maybe. I need a supply drop for sure, though. And I don't even have enough Solari at this point to keep buying shares. So yeah, this is all or nothing here. We have to win this right now or it's all over. We can get the defense breaches, boost us up by another 30% damage. Their armor is down, so we are burning through this quick. They're coming in to kill my units, which is annoying, but if I can distract them even a little bit and just micro, it's fine. We've got them. Oh, they're at 48%. Oh, no! Don't make the last bit of money. Don't release new shares to the market. Dang it, show 'em market. Stop it, stop it. No, for real, though, I think we got this. But barely, but we've got this. But barely by. Holy crud, that was close. Okay. Now we can actually resolve this. Oh, wait, I can't conquer this yet. Why not? I gotta wait 8 days because it's devastated because I destroyed everything they... Fine, fair enough. Is there anything else I can take for a boost of hegemony? Anywhere? Anyone at all? Hello? The Imperial Basin. That'll do. Oh yeah, the price of the Choam market is crashing. Right, okay, that's hilarious. That makes perfect sense, though. Okay, another crafts workshop over there. Please and thank you. Now I just need to take literally anything, or we just win the game outright. I just have to wait for a moment for a little bit more of this to generate. I've got 254 of my authority. Literally anything should do the job. Let's just get up over here and grab this or something. Or you know what? Better yet, I have not yet used a thumper. Let's place a thumper on some sand. Why? Just because. I want to say that I freaking rode a worm. Like, how freaking awesome is that? All right, we've got all this. All these guys are here. Let's pick a destination. Let's go down here. As close to Fonmon as we can get. All right, ladies and gentlemen, summon the worm! Woo! Woo! Wee! We're so speedy! It's kind of cool, right? And this is the last village we need in order to win the game. Holy crud. All right, I feel like I missed a patch note. Maybe they made it a little bit harder to get a hegemony victory. Or something. It feels like it took a little longer than I remember. Nonetheless, I'm not feeling too worried about any of it. That got really close, though. If things had not changed with the Dune governorship, I would not have been able to take out both players at once. And when the Atreides decided to go for the market shares, they really went for the market shares. So it's a good thing I had all the military tech just in case. But yeah, that got really close. By all accounts, I think we should have lost that one. Overall, our developments and our knowledge was pretty great. Solari production, yeah, at some point the Atreides just freaking went for it, man. Look at those shares, though. This was their plan from the beginning, and it really started coming into fruition. This is about the part where I started to panic. Wow. Wow. Territory-wise, ally-wise, makes perfect sense. The Landsraad standing, I was never going to be contesting in that. Command points, the Harkonnen are the only ones who gave me a run for my money. Afterwards, we were great. And oh man, you can see where the Atreides just went bye, dead. Okay, so admittedly, the Fremen not nearly as powerful as someone like the Smugglers or anything like that. Had we gone for any sort of an assassination type of victory, maybe we would have had a better chance. Overall, that was more of a struggle than I expected, though. It really was. And the fact that we can't move around the territory rapidly could have actually been a huge problem. If the other players had gotten wise and decided to attack me simultaneously, I think we would have been dead. So, yeah, all right, fair enough. I think I understand why people don't play this as much in multiplayer. It's an interesting faction. It's a very different faction. We made plenty of spice, and it was kind of fun to do that. However, when push came to shove, we didn't have really anything going for us except for hegemony and a really stupidly powerful military that was high on spice. That's it. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I'd ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, make sure you hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.